Hello, my name is Swiss Bianco. In this video I will talk a bit about some problems or difficulties in Switzerland that happened currently. The main reason is why I make this video is that the situation that is in the German speaking areas in Europe are not known too well in USA or in other areas where they understand English, and I want to spread the word a bit more on how the situation currently is. So first point is about Switzerland. Couple weeks ago they had it in the news. Grandmother did order surprise packaging in Asia. She was just curious and did spend a little bit money, and the package came, and the Swiss custom did confiscate it because inside there were brass knuckle paperweights and some other stuff, some knives and stuff. But according to the current fake laws in Switzerland, that is banned, and the custom people, of course, did they give it to the police and to the judge, and you know, the full 9 yards, and she got a big huge fine. They did not even consider to, just like in the older days, as I was with the police in the military back then, that we just would tell the people, hey, look, you cannot do that because they can send you things that are illegal. Please don't do that again. We just confiscate it and tell you how it is, and don't do that anymore, and then it's good, you know. But no, she had to pay a really big fine. Is quite likely registered as a criminal now, with her over 67 years or something. And the items, of course, are confiscated, and some corrupt custom people or police enjoy the item, you know, and things like that. Then second point, another man did order 2 water pistols in Asia. They came also with the mail. Color was pink. For whatever reason, he wanted to have 2 pink water pistols, you know, the kind that we all had as little children, just spraying water around. There is nothing wrong about it. And my one were black and blue back then. Currently I don't own one, but yeah, he wanted it to have it in pink. Quite likely that is visual easy to see that is not a real gun. Anyways, the custom got a hold of it, and they fined him a huge fine, over 5,000 US dollar, as best as I remember, just for that. And yeah, can't do that in Switzerland anymore, because there are still many people out there that think, yeah, Switzerland, it's like a heaven, it's like a paradise, and everybody has this and that, and Heidi is running around with the goats and this and that, you know. But yeah, F word, that is dead. Long time ago is that dead. I emigrated 2007 to USA, and it was already dead back then. But in the way how that did move on downwards in the spiral since then, that is absolute amazing. For me, amazing. For the people, it's a complete nightmare. Then different situation, we switch over to Germany. Germany is absolute deep down in the spiral in many matters. So a friend from me who makes videos in Germany, also in the countryside, Waldmeister Arthur Brehm, he got a letter from the bureaucratics in his area. They wanted to fine him 50,000 euros because he made 10 videos where they criticized that he did go against their rule. So 2 examples of those videos was, one day he made a video cooking a soup in the forest, and it had a little bit too much fluid in the soup, container. He poured it out on the forest floor. Nothing special. That at the end did cost 500 euros. Just for put a bit water on the ground in the forest. Completely insane. Second example that he did say, he got permission from the forestry man that trees that are dead and halfway on the ground, like we see it in the background there on my property, that he could use a machete and test it a bit on that wood there, because it's dead anyhow and it's gonna be down either way. So yeah, according to the German bureaucratics, no, that doesn't work either, because the nature kills the wood, and then the nature fall the wood on the ground how the nature wants it to happen, and not how it's falling by the machete. Completely insane. Absolute insane. Another 500 euros gone. So they talked it out. He of course had to give in, because there is no way to fight this whole bullshit, you know. There is no way yet at all. So originally they wanted 50,000 euros. They talked it out, and at the end he had to pay 5,000 euros. So for 10 videos, the 5,000 euros. And of course now he's afraid, and he warns other people, hey, don't do that, it costs really hard big money for shit, you know, absolute shit, you know. Absolute amazing. Absolute amazing. And that is just in the area where in the production and all that I do here too, you know, with my videos and things like that, and what I do for a living and all that. But yeah, the whole situation in Europe is completely spiraling down. I mainly watch the German language part, and with Germany, unfortunately, the election did not help at all. One party did win pretty good, but the other parties stick together and don't let them help with ruling Germany, so that the whole trouble gets better. The crime rate is out of hand completely. There is murdering and killing, knife stabbings all the time, and of course the universal solution from the leftist liberal people is to ban this, ban that, and everything, and it's not going to work, because the criminals are still there and they don't care but laugh about any bannings. Like the EVA show, our shot show that we have in Europe for decades. I did go there many years back then. There by the knife, gun and outdoor products exhibition, dealer exhibition, you could not carry a knife for the first time, because it was a knife free zone. It was banned. Can you imagine? So basically the exhibitors could carry a knife on the boot, yes, because it's their boot, but if they go, say, to the restroom or get a sandwich by the boot there, by the vendor, they could not carry it. Things like that, you know. Absolute insane. As I was there for many years, we always had knives with us. But yeah, for the first time that was banned. Zack, finish. And then about that was in March, mid-March, the EVA, and then a bit later, maybe 3 weeks later, the city of Nuremberg, where the EVA is located, did ban carrying weapons and knives at the main train station. Gone too. So back in the day, I usually took the train from Switzerland over there to Nuremberg, and I always had a knife with me as a tool, of course. But yeah, you can't do that anymore. It's finished. Absolute amazing. Yeah. In Austria, it's in a similar way, and basically all three countries, Germany, Switzerland and Austria, they have the same problems. The borders are open, so everybody that wants gets in pretty much. Of course, many of those people are criminals. There is a saying that if you have money, you leave Germany. If you don't have money, you go to Germany. So that is completely true, because the liberals and leftists spend the money on illegals, on criminals, on dangerous people a lot. And even if they do the most horrible crimes that I can't or don't want to mention here, really the absolute worst of the worst, they don't get deported in most cases. They still are around and basically a ongoing danger to the public, and yeah, without end, to the day, without end in all three countries. Even as Germany had the voting, as I just said, the correct party would have stopped that, did win really well, but unfortunately not the absolute win, so that they could have rule without other parties. And now it's basically going on like it was before the last 4-ish years. And that started in 2015 with Merkel. You may know Angela Merkel. And she opened the border, and that basically was the start point to the demise of the German-speaking Europe and many other parts of Europe that did follow in a similar way. So for me, if you watch that, if you are in these locations, the best what I can suggest is do it like me. Legal emigration, a bit further away if you can, and then you can live your life in freedom, to pursue happiness, as we say here in USA. You can step by step build up your whatever you have, land, property, house, family, whatever you want to do, without getting robbed left and right by high taxes, by fines, by preventing from your happiness, by banning this and that and the other, which is completely insane. That is one example. Like in Germany, they all need to change to the heating system to a more electric system in the ground, and that cost a lot of money. Older houses, it's not feasible, and this and that, X problems, but it's pretty much mandatory by the law. And if you have a wood stove, you cannot use the wood stove because it's against the environment and the climate change hoax and the whole 9 yards. It's just insane. You have no way of winning against all that big insanity. You have no way there. And that is important that the US people realize that, how good of a chance we have now, since we did win the election, to turn around and get it good again for the people, and not for the insane leftists and the criminals from the Communist Party and this kind of stuff, that they just cheat and rob the taxpayers' money for their pockets. We saw enough what already came out with Dodge here in USA, and in Europe it's in the same way, just still going on. So yeah, I'm sorry that there are no better news from Europe, but from time to time I make such an update video, and unfortunately it's horrible beyond belief. That's the reason why I'm not gonna visit Europe in the foreseeable future, because it's simple too dangerous for a US citizen anyway. And for what? If I wanna look at depressed situation, I can go to Atlanta and see some of the hoods there, you know. I don't have to fly over to Europe and see that because our days, that's the good point. Our days with the internet and so many alternative media, you see really the details how it is. Say back in 1989, as the Berlin Wall and the East Communist wall did fall, we had maybe 4 TV stations and that's it. So you only saw a little piece of it, but now with the internet you see it all. Everybody has a cell phone with a camera, they make videos, you see it all firsthand, zack. So yeah, too bad Europe. I'm glad I'm in USA. I'm thankful every day.